we are moving on to our game time. Now, this one we call, what'd you call it?
Pitch Imperfect.
Pitch Imperfect. Wish I had just started it with the graphic that way, but I can't now because it'll spoil everything.
Yeah.
So the way that this works is we are going to pitch you a movie. Right now, I chose the way that we're doing it right now. We chose, because it's the first one, we chose the movie that we're going to pitch you, and it's going to be a remake of the movie that none of us agree, I think, or both of us agree should not be remade.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to do it anyway.
Yeah, we're going to do it anyway because that's why it's called Pitch Imperfect. How do you remake something that doesn't need to be remade?
Yes. So this one is Back to the Future.
Yes.
We chose Back to the Future as the movie that we're going to pitch a remake of.
Because that movie has just about a amount of nerd rage that we can capitalize on.
Yes, and many agree that it's a product of its time and wouldn't work as a remake.
No.
So if you do go revisit Back to the Future, they definitely were a product of their time as far as the acting goes.
Mm-hmm.
It's really over the top. So with that being said, I will start us off with the way we're going to pitch it. We're going to pitch a director, we're going to pitch you a cast, and then kind of just pitch you maybe a plot line. Mm-hmm. And then you guys get to vote who you think the better pitch was. So we even designed a poster to go with our pitches of sorts. Some of us aren't as good with the Photoshop as the other ones are.
Can you guess who?
So we'll try not to ask you to vote too much on presentation, I guess. Poster presentation, anyway.
This is like the science fair. Yeah, he made the volcano. Yeah, I got the poster board. He got the volcano.
So we're gonna go based off of. We're gonna ask you guys, like I said, in the comments. We're going to announce the winner next week because we're also gonna post this on Instagram and Twitter, and ask you guys to vote there. And then we're going to just collect all the votes and announce who the winner is next week. Who you guys think had the? Zach, can you please come get Archie? Get here. Or who the better the better pitch was. Okay. Anyways.
Yes.
Here's mine. Okay. Back to the Future, directed by Wes Anderson. Gosh.
Wes
Anderson.
Wes Craven. Hold on now. I'm gonna rethink mine now.
Wes Anderson, starring Bill Murray as what's his name?
Doc Brown.
I'm blanking on everybody's name now. And what's his name? Jason Schwartzman as
Marty McFly.
God, I should have wrote everything
down.
Back
to the Future, not know any of their names.
I know their names. I'm just blanking now because I'm super nervous on this new segment.
Okay. Because we're both on even playing field for once.
Yes.
Well, not so quite even, because as you can clearly see, he actually made a true Wes Anderson poster.
Yes. So the reason why I picked this is because, and obviously if you didn't notice from the poster that it's set in Paris. See? Paris, France. So I gave it that because I still want it to be set in the 1980s. Okay? So I want it to be set in the 1980s, and they're going to go back to 1950s? And the reason why the 1950s and 1980s Paris probably don't look that different. So they really didn't even know they traveled in time. So that's why I chose that.
1950s Paris will be a little different because they're.
I mean, have you seen the Paris movies nowadays? They really don't. It doesn't look like it aged at all.
Yeah, but in the 50s, weren't they kind of like still in World War II recovery?
That aside, I still don't know. That would make for an interesting story, but Wes Anderson doesn't really do war movies.
No, he doesn't.
So I think in a Wes Anderson-esque thing where the time, you don't even really know where any of his movies are set in time.
I can see why you say that. I guess.
Yeah, he tries to make sure his movies can stand the test of time by not setting it in any time, any specific set of time.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be interesting to see Wes Anderson dabble in time travel. being that you really don't know where his movies are set.
So what's gonna be your MacGuffin that gets them to the future?
Oh, to get them to the future?
Yes.
What, the 20 somethings?
The 1.21 gigawatts. What device gets that for them?
Oh. I mean, it's going to be a flux capacitor. Obviously,
yeah, the flux capacitor.
It's instead of the DeLorean car, they're out, like they said. You can see there that it's a motorcycle and a sidecar. Wes Anderson would approve, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I did not think that far, but it's still going to be a flux capacitor. I actually had imagined my original pitch was going to be like a Western with like Jeff Bridges and stuff as Doc Brown, and it was going to be like a barn explosion, but I changed it.
Okay, all right.
So, anyways, yeah, that's my pitch. I had an idea for who was going to play his mom, but I'm so bad with names right now. Who played the teacher lady in Doctor Strange? Doctor Strange's teacher. Do you remember her name?
Oh, Tilda Swinton.
Tilda Swinton, because she's in Wes Anderson movies. She was going to be the mother.
Oh, good. No, we didn't. Okay. All right. On to my pitch now.
All right. So
let's get this out of the way. Yes, this is my poster. Yeah, as you can clearly see, it's a little more basic, but what I tried to be clever with is the three things across the top remind you of the dashboard.
Oh, true.
Remind you of his dashboard, Hill Valley, the time and everything. And my theory and my idea was that this would be like a retelling of the events from Back to the Future.
Oh.
Where Marty McFly's grandson or granddaughter or both find the DeLorean in the garage, and then Marty McFly tells them the story about the DeLorean, and then something happens. They activate one of the grandkids goes in. They both go in. They try to activate the DeLorean one night, and accidentally wind up back in the 1950s as the events of the first Back to the Future play out.
Do you have a director or an cast?
I would say, like, for that right now, I want Edgar Wright to direct this movie.
Come on.
It would be
perfect.
Exactly. You told me to you told me to come up with what I think would be the best idea for a Back to the Future remake would be.
Oh,
and I would say,
man.
like, have his kids with an older Marty McFly, played possibly by Michael J. Fox.
You want the original?
No, because even though the younger Marty McFly is also there.
Oh, so this is like a reboot with the same Marty McFly?
Yeah, because he's even now. What I mean by the events, Marty's DeLorean crashes into that billboard,
right?
And then this DeLorean shows up a little while after that. So there's two DeLoreans: the young McFly, the older McFly, and then his two kids, two grandkids.
Who's playing the doctor?
Who's playing the doctor in this version of events? So, and with the timeline being all jacked up like it is, I would say a younger Doc Brown, not quite as old as he was in like as Christopher Lloyd played him in Back to the Future Part 2.
Right.
For not 2, 1.
1.
It would be Bryan Cranston.
That'd be kind of okay. Come on,
like
you're picking like just perfect actors.
Like a Bryan Cranston that has to like trying to come up with the idea of time travel, but he hasn't got there yet. So like with the timeline being all jacked up because of older Marty's arrival at the events of 55 or whenever the first Back to the Future took place, it throws everything out of whack. Hence why my poster said flux error.
Right.
Because everything's out of whack. There's not supposed to be this many McFlys and DeLoreans in one area. So like the timelines are trying to correct the issue. So they have to kind of get out before things go bad for all parties involved.
Well, you definitely put a lot more thought inside your plot, which I applaud you for. And your actors, the characters for the actors, impressive. I like yours.
What did you pick for Marty?
For Marty McFly, I picked Jason Schwartzman.
Oh, I'll say as for a older Marty McFly, Michael J. Fox, obviously, because he's playing the same character. But the younger Marty McFly, because you obviously had to recast him, I would say maybe Tom Holland.
That's what I was
Dang,
thinking too.
dude. Okay.
I was thinking that too.
You got a good cast. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I picked some Schwartz, some Wes
he
Anderson
was,
favorites.
He was trying to make a true Wes Anderson
Yes.
movie. And I'm actually trying to make
A good
Back to the Future movie. If you had to make one, this is my idea.
That's pretty good casting though. Tom Holland working under Bryan Cranston. Yeah, I like that. And Edgar Wright directing. That since mine was just to be silly, but for real, if anybody were to direct a Back to the Future, I probably would pick Edgar Wright as the director.
Because the effect he would probably come up with just to signify time travel would be amazing.
Yes. So that would be literally, I think that'd be the only director I can think of that could probably do that right. So yeah, I definitely like that you put some thought into that.
Yeah, my poster is trash. Don't get me wrong. That poster is 110% trash. But I put the thought up here into it.
It probably took me as long as you thought of that plot to put my poster together, though.
So it evens out. As much effort as he put into that poster, I put into the plot.
So at least you can visualize somewhat through my poster.
Yeah.
My the plot that I could not think of. I'll let my poster speak for itself. Mm-hmm. But come on, Bill Murray as Doc in a Wes Anderson movie. Come on, that's pretty good. What do you think, Zach? Oh man, we should have let him kind of put a vote in.
No, because he already took my Marty. That's what I was going to pick was Tom Holland too.
Really? No, I'm not asking you to put your input. I'm asking for you to to be like an on the spot judge.
Like which one do you think sounds better?
I like his.
You like his plot better?
Casting better.
Okay, so it's kind of, you're gonna give it a tie then? Did you like my poster?
No, yeah, your poster was good.
Yeah, I wish you were. Yeah. So you liked my poster. That
like
said
your
my poster. If you guys can't hear, he
but,
said my poster was magnificent.
But
okay, he said it was good.
Smacks your poster,
yeah. So he said my storyline smacks the poster.
For my vote,
So EJ has your vote.
Yes, but we can still let the audience.
Okay, so yeah, we still want you guys to vote though.
But I
We want you guys.
Involved in one next week.
Zach wants to be involved with one next week. For a horror movie? Well, that's what
I have the perfect horror movie we can do.
Beetlejuice.
You're gonna totally throw off what I was about to say.
Movie. Hand me him.
Chucky?
Who? Chucky?
Hand me him.
They just redid a Chucky.
No, they made a new Chucky. They never rebooted Chucky. That's next week. Pitch Imperfect. Child's Play. Okay. How would you remake the original Child's Play today?
Okay. I was going to. I had a different idea for how we were going to do this, but we'll go ahead and do that. I was going to ask them to suggest a movie.
We can also do that.
Yeah, we could do suggestions, but I kind of actually been kicking around the Child's Play idea in my head for a while, for like a few months now.
Okay. Well then.
That's why it came to me like Child's Play would be the one I want, because I want to get my idea out.
Gotcha. Okay. We'll do next week. Next week we're going to do a Child's Play,
what
and
if we all do a separate movie?
Oh my God. Okay.
No. Let Walker have it because he came up with the idea. I just renamed it.
Okay. I was going to say, ask the audience to make a suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
So next week we'll do Child's Play. Everybody will come up with a Child's Play movie and try to come up with a poster. Hopefully we'll do a little better, and figure out how to use this Photoshop app. So anyway, yeah.
Talking that good trash. I like that.
So
when I smack them next week.
Next week is Child's Play, but guys, right now, what we want you to do is to send in suggestions. Tweet it, Instagram, leave it in the comments, please.
Mm-hmm. Leave it with
your
vote.
We will literally vote or take a vote.
Mm-hmm. Or how about we do this? Movie that gets the most mentions is the one we do.
That's what I was telling. Well, but to get the most likes or something on there.
Yeah, like as we scroll through the comments and then we just keep seeing them recommend the same movie. Mm-hmm. That'll be the one we should do because everybody wants to see us do this.
We ain't all we aren't on that board yet. We'd be lucky if we get a couple comments. So.
Well, if 3 people comment and they all comment the same movie, that kind of makes the decision for us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. I mean, you guys send in your suggestions. We're still going to listen to suggestions, even if we we don't use your suggestion this next week, we'll definitely use it in a video afterwards. Well, not definitely, but you know, if you have a good suggestion, we will use it for this video. So go ahead and send your suggestions, and just let us know who you think had the better pitch. Did you think my Poster and Wes Anderson one was good, or did you think his Edgar Wright pitch was good? And I mean, if you liked his poster too, let him know.